Let me show you all the phones in my collection as of December 2022. Let's roll the intro. Welcome back to my channel, and today guys I have shown you some cell phone collection as of December 2022, and let's starting with phone. So we got a Samsung Keystone 3 P105E. Both doesn't work, and yeah. Next up is a KK Mobile K20. This one works without problems. Next up is a Samsung Keystone 3 that doesn't work. It has a short circuit problem. Next up is a Star Mobile Uno B311. It works perfectly fine without problems. This one works completely fine as well. Next up is a Nokia 6610i that perfectly works without problems. Next up is a MyPhone QTV20i Duo that perfectly works without problems. Next up is in MyPhone MyFTV. This one works, but it has a TV. It has a television. Next up is another Nokia 6610i. This one works. It works perfectly fine. I got few favorites here, but I need to reach her down to make it work again. Next up is a Sony Ericsson C702. It works, but it doesn't right now. Next up is the Nokia 5130 that works, but it's cool. It changes some colors. Its camera's on green, but I've seen on my eyes it's blue. Unknown works company doesn't work right now. Next up is the Nokia 6680. This one doesn't works perfectly fine and doesn't have a power right now. Next up is the Nokia 2610 that perfectly works, but some problems to the hardware. Next up is a Cherry Mobile G15 TV. This one doesn't work right now because it has a problems to the hardware and the keyboard. Next up is this Cherry Mobile C9i. This I don't think it works, but he broke by others. Next up is a Cherry Mobile C17. I don't think it works, but yeah. Next up is a LG KU380. This one works, I think. Next up is a Huawei EF362. This one fully works perfectly fine. It has a problems to the microphone. Next up is a Ericsson A10 1018S. It works perfectly fine. I think it works, but not. Next up is a Huawei FC312E. It works perfectly fine without some problems. Next up is a Cherry Mobile C8i, it perfectly doesn't work. It doesn't turn on at all. Next up is a Nokia H6 that perfectly works. I think it works, but not. Next up is the Nokia C101 that perfectly works with no problems. Next up is the Nokia 1616 that perfectly works with no problems. Next up is the Nokia 2700 Classic that perfectly works with no problems. That's a 2700 Classic, my favorite phone. I made May 24, 2021. Next up is a Nokia N82 clone that doesn't work. Next up is a MyPhone Fury Echo that doesn't work. Next up is a Nokia 1100. This one fully works with no problems. Next up is another one, Nokia 1616. Perfectly works with no problems. Next up is the Nokia 1200 that perfectly works. It has a problems to the back cover. It is the same with this monochrome display of 1200, but itself is a color display of 1208. Next up is a Nokia 2630 that perfectly works because it's an LCD problem. You can see 2630. Next up is the Nokia 210 that perfectly works with no problems. Next up is a BlackBerry 8520 that works, but it's a problem to the hardware. Sorry that for the startup sound, but let's continue to the my Cherry Mobile C1. It works perfectly fine, but it is slow sometimes. It sucks. Next up is the Nokia 3310 Plus. It works perfectly fine without issues. Next up is a Nokia 230 Mini that works perfectly fine with no problems. Next up is a Motorola V300 that doesn't work. That's a cool Motorola I've seen. Next up is a Mobile King. Again, I'm sorry for this startup sound. This is a Mobile King FPH1780C that doesn't work and this sucks startup sound. Next up is a Samsung SGH X200 that just works perfectly fine. Before, now it doesn't. Next up is a QNET B20 that perfectly works without problems. It doesn't have a power right now with problems with the LCD. It doesn't power on right now. Next up is a Oppo 225. It works perfectly fine without problem. Sorry for another startup sound. Next up is a QNET B38 that doesn't work. Next up is a QNET B28. It works perfectly fine with no problems. And the last phone of this phone collection as of December 10, 2022 is the MyPhone Fury Rage. It does work, but it's some hardware problems. And that's it guys for the phone collection as of December 2022. And yeah guys, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe and press the bell, and like if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.